but nature stripped. He's a force of nature today. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yeah!
But Kevin Tari hit the front celebrity.
But this is a blitz. It's a weak blitz.
Have a go, you mug.
Oh, mugs, isn't it great to see our three mugs on TV again? That's if you're smart enough to Chromecast onto your TV. Or you're listening to us in your car, because we're back in Brisbane this week, boys. Yep. So we knew we had to be back. We had to be back bigger, better than ever. We missed the meet last week from the GC, the big one. Yep. Week before, Sunny Coast was in shambles. This week we're back at Brisbane at Racing HQ. Yeah. It's Doomben, if you didn't know.
That's right. Well, the sun's out. We're back on air, and not only are we back, we're winners. We're back as winners.
We are. Yep. Yeah. Great. Thanks to the Sunny Coast for your hospitality there Friday night. Track history was made. Yep. First runner, first winner. Boom. So we saluted in the first air, first one with the Monks colours, which is pretty damn exciting in itself. Yep. And as you can see, we've got grass behind us, so you won't really get much look at that at Doomben. But Bean, have you got any tips for the Doomben track staff to keep this track up to standard? Because we're probably at a heavy now.
I think you just get the tarp set and pray for no more rain, because it'll still be a heavy, I think, even come race day. Because what are we, Thursday midday? Even if we get dry tomorrow, Saturday morning, if there's any rain at all, it'll stay a heavy surely. I can't see it getting to the soft range unless we get 38 degrees
cyclonic
and
winds,
sun kind of thing. Like, it just has to be a heavy. So the chop will be out, the rail's out 2 meters. So I think on pace, as we normally know, is the place to be. And clearly that's the place to be at the Sunny Coast on the Folly track, because for anyone that tuned in yesterday to yesterday's postponed Doomben meeting, they ran up there. I think maybe one horse ran on all day. They basically came around the corner like they do at Shartin and that over in HK, and nothing runs past them. You've pretty much
when
got
you
to
say
ride
run on, I think that was Tooraloo in a 2-horse field.
Yeah.
That came from a length behind. So yeah, I wouldn't be sending Chautauqua out of retirement up there. That's for sure.
It'll be interesting to see what happens actually when they have progressive meets there, what they do about it, because clearly it's going to be the best ride wins the race. Like, that's going to be that's just has to be how it goes. Like, it's not speed wins and the best ride wins. Exactly.
But isn't that the idea of a synthetic track anyway, though? That the surface is always going to be slick and fast. So if you've got speed horses, well, they're going to be suited. It's like putting your horse in this weekend if it's a muddler. Yeah. Well, you've gauged the benefit that's available in an outdoor sport. Yeah. And you've just picked your spots. And that's why Holbert's the smartest man on the planet. Yep. Yeah.
Got me seeing there. Boom. Yep.
Lloydie, mate, big vibes. You've been sailing around the world, finding winners up north, and I think you've got some good mail for Saturday, which is going to help, because we'll be able to do a little bit of a double rider for Rocky. Yeah. But mate, you've dived into the form. Are we looking heavy from your end as well? Is that what you're going with?
So. It's nice that the sun's sort of out a little bit today, and predicted Friday, Saturday to be out. So I think they're talking maybe we'll see a heavy 8 from a 10, but
it'll be
it has to be you'd imagine. So. But no, plenty of value around. I think, I don't think there's many favourites that I'm too keen on throughout the afternoon. So
there aren't many favourites in general. I think
a
lot of them. It's like $5 the field for the faves. So.
Well, that's right. I was going to say that's Queensland Racing 101, and that's pretty much us 101. When it is that obvious of a favourite, we just decide not to back it, and here we are, still slugging along. But Muggs, it's a massive card. I think Bean stated it, rails out a couple heavy, 10 races on it. There was 11 at one stage, wasn't there? But they've realised the track's going to probably blow up if they kept going on it. Yep. But race 1, 12:38 p.m. Set your clocks, Mugs, because there's a Group 3 and a listed race. And as you can see, we're repping the first sponsors. Sportsbet, our friends there as well. They're always happy to help us out. But hopefully they give us a price for the Harrovian, because good to see the big boy back, as well as just good horses in general. Yep. Great time of year. It is. But look, we start off the races with a 2-year-old handicap on a heavy set deck. Can you ask for an easier way into the day? Well, I'll tell you, there isn't. You got Tony Golan. He's got his couple. Capital Tower, I believe, blowing a little bit out to 420. You've got the Fogden runner and Fearless Knight there, $4 favourite for the field. And again, it's just the 2-year-old status quo, isn't it? If you've seen him and you like it, go with it. If you haven't seen him, tell us what you know about him, because we definitely haven't seen him at the trials or track work or beyond. But Bean, how you playing the first?
Look, I just went for... I played pretty simple, to be honest. I was like drawn low, and then I looked for one that had to go on a heavy, and Burnish Gold for Rex Slip, Jim Byrne steering. I just thought it was a pretty good chance. Jump and run, it should be leading around the corner. Barrier 4, one on the heavy, one start for one run and win on the heavy, and it's drifting from 9s out to 13s, so that's probably not the right way you want to be seeing the price be moving. But anyway, I'll take the overs and run.
To be fair though, it was 13 into 9, back out to 13, so maybe it was a matter of someone just got it wrong.
Yep,
I'm with you.
yeah.
I actually backed it last Saturday in the 4-horse field at Ipswich.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on the heavy track, and like you say, got all the favours out in front and did enough to win. It's only 2 horses in the race to have been tested beyond 1100.
Yep.
Each one of them, so it's one at 1200, it's one on a heavy 10. Like you say, drawn low and barrier 4, senior rider, and Jimmy Byrne goes on. I think he can find the front again and win.
Yeah.
Well,
But if it doesn't win, it's there at the end.
you could have saved me an hour just banging my head against the bloody wall for race 1, because I'm on top as well.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just-
there's no chance
Oh,
for it now.
jeez.
Give us
Alright.
straight on.
13s, babe. We've got some free drinks on Saturday, but we might not need the free
We
drinks
might not need it.
after race 1.
Yeah.
But no, nothing you boys haven't stated, and I think that's what I'm sort of looking for on this Doomben track. It's just horses that you know are going to be in that first sort of set of 2 or 3. And handling the conditions, you know, just because they say
Don't
it's
think
a soft,
anything running on.
just because they say it's a soft on your app, their mugs. Don't believe what you read on the internet sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all right. We'll move to race 2, where we know we've got this one down pat. Pretty much your form is find a map, find out where half of these places are on the map, scrunch up the map, throw it in the bin with yourself and your form on this race, because that's what we've got with a what? I don't even know what the race is called. A CCC. That's definitely
Country Cups Challenge.
okay. It's not Canadian
Final.
Club.
No.
Damn. All right.
No, it's the
The
country.
well, you're right, Lloydie. You're the man that scours far and wide in Queensland. These horses, they're winning at bush tracks, go tracks, wherever the track may be, but they come to town. Rather salubrious the top weight. Now that's been here, done it before. Is that what you're looking for, or have you got something in the bag that you can share with us?
I've got it in my numbers. I did think it was missed a little bit by the market, rather salubrious at the $12 or $13 that we're getting. But instead of going with one that's won recently, I'm going with one that hasn't won since 2018.
Oh,
So
it's not Brooklyn Hustle, is it?
it's not. Funnily enough, maybe next year. But Hi Harry, it's called. He's one that's he's got wet track form, which a lot of these don't. Obviously, they go around on the sand and the dirt and the gravel out of the sticks, so they don't often see a rain-affected track in the middle of nowhere. But Hi Harry he's sort of one that gets around a little bit more in the, I suppose, in the provincial tracks, like Rocky and Mackay went around in the Rocky Cup last year. You know what they say about Rocky
Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
Best form.
That's right. But
Don't even need to say it. It's just public knowledge now.
exactly. Flashed late last start at Roma in the Roma Cup behind Tears of Love, which, you know, he goes around in a decent race later on in the day.
Yep.
Drawn barrier 1, Brad Stewart on with 55 kilos. I think he gets the favours and around $8.59. Probably not a bad each way play in a very open race.
Yeah, well, a field of 44, Bean. We got one there. What's number 2?
Yeah, I'm not keen on this race at all, to be quite frank. I think I might just go to the toilet or something like that on course when this race is about to jump. But I've got Doom on top again, so I'm hoping Jim Byrne gets the early double. Mate, it's a bit like Harry. It does have a bit of heavy form. Yeah. It's 2 starts for 2 placings. It should be just in behind the pace. Draws low again, which I think is going to be the place to be. It's also the shortest way home. Tip for those mugs out there. So that's always a bonus.
Still a very long straight too.
But
He's a Rocky winner as well.
Yeah, it's had one run at this track as well for a second. So I just thought, happy to stick with the senior jock and a bit of that class prevailing there. But mate, it's like these. It's impossible. I think its last 2 starts are Blackall and Long Reach or something. Like, I mean, come on, seriously.
I was believing I've got Doom on top as well.
Oh,
I don't know. And this is my form. I figured what horse would infuriate me the most if it popped up a win here, and that'd be Doom. And it's because for a long time, it's almost like it's been Doom Melbourne, reincarnated Tom Melbourne. And I've seen it's won 2 of its last 3.
Yeah. 3 of
Obviously,
its last 5.
unbelievable.
5 of its last 6,
Well, 5 of its last 6. Well, before that, it had won 1 and finished second 17 times. And I guarantee you, myself and plenty of other mugs out there would have been on those 17 times. So, if anything's going to screw up your day, it's horses like this on a heavy 10 at Doomben. So, I'm riding with Doom as well.
Yep.
And that's my form. That's how I've done it. I haven't even looked at where.
I think that's as good
where
as
it's
any,
gonna
to be honest.
sit
It's
in
good
race.
luck to the owners out there. It's good.
Yeah.
These races are hell, but I mean, from a punting perspective, it's pretty much a shot in the dark.
Well,
Yeah.
you could box the field for a trifecta and still miss by 3.
Yeah.
That's the kind of field it is.
It is. It's a
Yep.
clanger.
All right. Well, look, we're moving on to a quality race here, the Eagle Way. $125,000 prize pool here. What's that country cup actually? 105. Jeez, there's some big cash floating around. You think they could put some of it into the grass. Anyway, we can't dwell on that because you've got a pretty red hot one here, Ashgrove. Now came out last.
Red Hotter. He's
Red hot favourite. You'd think it's by a done deal, which I know is a favourite for a lot. So the 2000 is probably always going to be the go. We just decided to plunge at the 1000 and the 1200 when it was definitely not suited, and it was an absolute lunatic last start, wasn't it? I think you were there trackside, weren't you, Lloydie, and said, "Oh, what's going on here?" Ended up winning, but
Very well.
good horses do. But there is a bit of form here in the likes of Kabochi, done nothing wrong the last couple of starts, your second favourite. You even go down to horses like Gypsy Goddess and Deep Tempest from the Van Dyke Doomben stable. Young horses, unrevealed form. What are we looking for here, lads?
I think Ashgrove is just. I think that the 2,000 metres by done deal on a heavy track is probably the one that's really bred to get that trip. It was too good really last start not to want to follow. Tony Gollan post race kind of hinted that he's going to be a carnival horse, so probably this race is obviously meant to be a bit of a derby trial, sort of 6 months early run. I'm happy to be with him. I think Barry 10, Maloney will get over, find a spot near the speed, and if he reproduces what he did last start, he'll be too good again. But big watch on Gypsy Goddess, the unbeaten filly from the Van Dyke stable. She just looks like she wants further every time she goes around, and she's by a derby winner in Tarzino. So
You think there's something in Thornton jumping on there for instead of the other Van Dyke runner?
Well, Ryan Maloney's jumped off to get on stay with Ashgrove too. So
Oh, mate, stories everywhere in this field, isn't there, Ben?
I actually thought Deep Tempest was the favourite. Gets a couple of kilos on Kibosh last start and was running it down late, but I've got a bad habit of jumping off horses that I'm on last start when they win, and so I'm sticking with Kibosh. Look, I think it gets a much easier lead this time out from the gate. I don't think there's too many that'll be right up going forward. If it can pinch a few breaks and get a breather sort of mid-race, I just think its running style, the kilos to Deep Tempest are a bit of a query because it did look like it was kind of pulling up through the line over the mile there last start, but winners win, and the Wallace stable, they seem to be able to train the odd decent stay.
Yeah, they win a bit.
I might just let the expert do his job, but I just can't. I can't be on Ashgrove. That $1.35 after that. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be super.
Roll
But
that back.
I'm terrified of the $2.45. I need to see it about 5 or 6 before I start jumping back in again.
Oh, jump in you will, mate. No, I'm sticking with your form line there, Bean, but sticking with Deep Tempest.
Yeah.
And was on that last start, just not the right part of the track, Steph.
Yeah,
Might
I think
have
it
been
takes the
come
outside
back on
wins
the
that.
inside.
come back on the inside,
it
but
was not,
nothing won from there all day. So I was just thinking with Ashgrove, Barry at 10, I think that they're gonna lead, if not be close to it.
Yeah.
So just with these 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, unraced, you don't know what's going to kick up on the inside. So you might have a bit of work to do. Deep Tempest, Dream Run, Barrier 3, and sit right behind that mad pace if need be. At Doomben, probably rail first 2 or 3 races is the hot lane.
Yeah.
So you can maybe have a good run. Brady Stewart could have a big day.
I think top 3 in the market's probably, or top is a 4 in the market. Deep Tempest, what's
Top
it like?
four.
4th in the market. I think they run.
Gypsy
I
Goddess
think
is
they
the other
probably
one.
run the. I think they
Well, that's
probably
the
run
first.
the top.
We'll give out the
3 or
first 4, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, box
the
them
other
up.
one, I thought the one with the bit of value that sort of comes out of that same sort of form line is Demoria, second to
Yeah.
Gypsy Goddess 2 starts ago, then ran 4th behind Kibosh.
Yeah.
First 5, you reckon? Then
First 5.
box them up.
Can we,
Put the
Can we
numbers on.
get it
get a
first?
market?
Do you want
First
to add?
5 market?
Want to add any others in while we're at it?
Can we add in? Let's just get on.
We're gonna have a roughie in there in case it lobs the fourth for the value. So we're
$13.
no, yeah, that could be the punt club, the bet with mates.
Yeah.
Thanks to our friends at Sports Bet on
Yep.
on race 3 there. Alrighty. We're racing 3 here, Marks, because there's 10 races and we want to get all of them done. We've got no Group 1s that we have to worry about. Doomben is the centrepiece of Australian racing. There is
Well,
a
the
Group 1,
Kingston
isn't there?
town,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
right.
don't think there's
It's
too
a
much to. I don't think there's too much to
Yeah,
worry about there.
well-
Western Empire wins that, so
Yeah,
let's move
put
on.
every
Done.
bet that you want on the card at Doomben into Western Empire to have a nice little watch later in the day. Well, race 4. If you love the country that much in race 2, you're gonna want to come back for race 4. The good thing is here, this is a bit more. It's a no metro wins country championship. So these horses are a little bit more exposed in terms of your Rocky forms, your T-bar form. I don't know if that's a thing. Sunny Coast, Gold Coast. They've sort of been around the tracks a little bit. And you've got, what do we have? Wall Street Tycoon, who's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picket fences next to his name. Jimmy Byrne, he could be in for a bit of a big day, Ben.
I think so.
Are you sending him another Christmas card here in race 4?
No, I'm actually on the second fave here. I've gone with
I
the.
always spruik one up for him. You never take the bait, do
I'm
you?
on with the Sears train piracy here. It's look, it's been hard to catch up with me on the last 2 starts. I think I was on the starts before that though. But look, Maloney jumping on barrier 6. It should. I mean, Wall Street Tycoon will be leading, but it should be 1 or 2 pairs back, sitting on the outside. Handles the give in the ground, and the fact that Maloney's jumping on's a bit of a push for me. So look, I'm happy with. I think it's a pretty open race again. These races, some of these races, like those particular 2, the country no wins metro ones, they're. I tell you what, it's not easy.
That's why they pay us the big bucks, mate. Or Lloyd at least, so let's listen to what he's got to say.
Yep.
How many races did you say Wall Street Tycoon's won in a row?
Oh, I think it's 5.
5. It'll be 6.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
there you go. That's the spruik you wanted.
I'll refer to you next race.
That's the spruik you need, mate.
That's the spruik.
What more can you say? He's done nothing wrong. Won the Stampede qualifier at Longreach last start. Only fell in that day. Beat Star of O'Reilly by 0.1 of a length. Carried 58 that day. Drops 3 kilos. Barrier 3. Jim Byrne first out, first home.
Yeah, can't argue with you there, mate. Just thought Patterson might have maybe popped up, but been there,
Good
done
win
it.
at Roma. Yeah.
Been there, done it. Wall Street Tycoon. Yeah, short and sweet, race 4. Don't want to get too far into it. Because, hey, we need to get into this one. And this is a cracker. This is race 5. We've got Tiger Heart, $3 favourite. Far too easy. Your second favourite there at $3.50 on a bit of a drift. Now, remember, Far Too Easy. I think it's 4th there. It was smashed in, wasn't it? So clever. And it was 15s into 4s and bombed the start and should have been declared an on-run because I was on it after watching that. But that's just racing, isn't it? But it's only lost the 1. You go down the list again, it's these fields with a lot of unexposed form that we're trying to piece together. Zuma, California, bit of a Toowoomba plunge come off there. A couple of races throughout the week I saw. Lloydie, is it far too easy or are you showing a bit of heart?
It is far too easy, this game, mate. Yeah.
Wow, that's what you've got to do, mate.
Mate.
I actually think it's
He's
the
not
best.
even on it, he just wanted to go along with it.
I think it's the best of the day.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I think it's
Give me
close
a
to
spell.
living, breathing. 4 stars, 3 wins, bolted in at Grafton in its first 2 runs by 2.5 and then nearly 4 lengths. Then, like you say, it bombed the start that day at Doomben behind Hidden Hale, So Clever, Zumacon. And then first up, I reckon, it hasn't had an official trial, but a 900 metre race at the Gold Coast. I reckon that was an old paid barrier trial and it was way too good again. Looped the field, went on and won well. Barrier 6, Brad Stewart on board, just stalks the leaders and goes on by.
Far too easy, eh?
If Ashgrove gets it done in the 2nd or the 3rd, I think Refero's crazy over the odds here at about $18 for the Blackstone Bloodstock team. It was ridden.
Giving it a chance, eh?
It was ridden 5 wide at the Sunny Coast last start on a track where you just simply you can't do that and win. It had every reason to knock up and did. I think it ran about 3rd last or something like that. Draws in 1, so Benny Thompson can push from the gate. Forgive last start, blinkers here, that's a bit of a big gear change in a pretty important race for the TJ stable. And look, I think aside from getting his nuts locked off, I think that's the key here. I think Refero, $18 and $4.60. I'm going to be playing that pretty heavily each way. I think it'll be a bit of a bolter here.
They might want to lead on it then, blinkers off, barrier 1.
Blinkers on.
Blinkers on, sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll hunt up on the fence, and I think it could be pretty hard to catch. Don't know if it handles the give in the track. No, 2 starts on the slot for one win. So yeah, there's a push.
That's alright, there's mudlarks in here and I found one, boys. It's Minto. We're going to Paradise after Minto salutes.
There's a few good. This is going to be a pretty good form race, I reckon. To be honest, there's a couple of
3-year-old. Well, as you said,
There's
mate,
one I'll
going down.
touch on once you're done, but
Okay, give me mine with all.
yeah.
Well, the Enabler's even in the market.
Yeah.
And that was the. Is that the one you're going to touch on? No. Nah, don't touch that one. Minto for me, 2 from 2 on the heavy. Now look, this is the hardest assignment to date, but that's the case for most of these horses anyway. You just know it's ticked that box pretty much. Can't say any more than that. It's a field that you could probably make a case for 4 or 5 of them. So, Lloydie, what are you going to touch on?
We haven't seen one since January last year. Jackson on Time. I actually black booked it after its debut run. Ran 3rd to Finance Tycoon and Chiquero in the Gold Nugget. Beat home Rambo, Character, General Wolf, and it was actually a very good run that day. It was $31 and $6 a place. They wanted to go to the Magic Millions, didn't get into the field 7 days later. So it's had 2 trials in November. Haven't seen either of those trials. I only just realised that it was actually in, but he was always sort of the horse that looked like he'd get a little bit better over further, and I liked sort of first up 1200 on a heavy deck for him off 2 trials. Jim Byrne on board, $12, so include Jackson on Time in the multiples.
Yeah, someone thinks like you, mate. Just
It's a bit of
forward, we
money.
over about 21.
Oh jeez, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's on time. We weren't. While we're the mugs.
We were late.
Yeah, I remember that race actually. It would have been, well, you've already said it, so the week before the Magic Millions, wasn't it? But,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was big odds that day too, on day 2.
It was 31s and
Yeah.
6s. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Alright, Mugs, how we going? Race 6.
Yep.
We'll get this one out of the way and have some fun before the quaddie. I think that's what we need to do. Because we need a big winner here, and it's an open handicap. The quality of Doomben comes together now. Lugulate. That's what it was doing last start with everybody's cash on board. Didn't get the job done, but that's just Lugulate 101. Is that Townsville going?
It is. Beaten.
Oh, fuck, we didn't do it live and air. Fuck, Lloydie. Jesus, mate. You made me look like a fool. What did it finish?
There's
Four way
about
going on the line.
No protests? Alright, don't worry, Mugs. We'll be back tomorrow for the Christmas Let It Ride. We're moving on to, well, this thing just cost us money last time as well, Ligulate. It kept storming, but Wapiti was too good. You get a little bit of a weight swing back in Ligulate's form, and they're the obvious 2 in the market. You've got horses come from everywhere here though in the field. You've got Happy Go Lucky, what was that, a Toowoomba Ipswich Cup winner?
Yep.
You've got a AROMA Cup winner in Tears of Love, and Facetos, who keeps letting us down at big odds every week. So, Bean, is it even Humboldt Current time for you?
Mate, I jumped on last, so seriously. Look, mate, I've landed on Wapiti here for the sole reason I think it goes forward and probably gets it fairly uncontested apart from Tears of Love that'll boot up as well. I give it no hope though because I can't catch it. It's like, to me it's like, you know, it's like smoke for Wapiti. Every time I'm on it gets beat. Every time I'm off it wins. So
That's when I get on.
yeah, it's 2 from 3 on a heavy though. It'll be going forward. Look, the query is that it doesn't run super well at Doomben. I think that's a bit of an issue, but I'm happy to be at $4.20. This is just, there's some okay runners in it, but it's a shit of a race to have a bet in, to be quite frank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, like.
It's a frustratingly good race though. Like good horses, but
it's just like.
a lot of these horses just don't perform how they should.
So I'm just like, it'll be one of those ones. That.
Yeah.
It's not
I've
even.
got that
You
feeling.
can't even put the field in the quaddie. It's
No.
not a quaddie yet.
Yeah. Field of 12, 8 of them come through the Malulabar Cup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Wapiti was the winner. In saying that, I'm not with the winner from the Malulabar Cup. I'm with the 3rd place getter, Prometheus. Flashing light, I thought, that day. Got a long way back. I said it would actually last at the 800 and then rattled home in the 3rd, went down 1.5 lengths behind Wapiti and Ligulate. 3 starts at the track for 2 placings, 6 starts on a heavy, 2 wins, 2 minor placings, 1 on a heavy 8 first up at the Gold Coast over 1400. Won that by 3 lengths that day actually, with the King of the Coast, Jade Government Chester on, beat Dynamic Thinker and Sharjan, which I think that was the day Sharjan should have been an absolute moral, but it wasn't.
Don't put charge and moral in the same sentence ever again.
No.
But out to 2,000 metres, 5th up, rock hard fit onto its favoured wet deck. I'm happy to be with each way.
All right. Well, I'll round out the huge trifecta because I'm sticking with Bastos. Ex-Godolphin, they love to swim, right?
Well, Dolphins.
Well, we might have a segment in about 1 minute that might tell me otherwise. Should have asked before. Look, hasn't missed a place on a heavy. It's been a very, very, very long time between drinks. It's beyond 12 months. But look, the horse, I thought it's popped up over the odds the last couple. Might just not be a good weather horse. Just might be a bit of a, needs a cut in the ground, needs a bit of mud luck. So, Battery 6, not going to be far away. I mean, there's not... Probably Tears of Love, your leader, if not Wapiti kicking up on the inside, but I don't think there's going to be...
Even Happy Go Plucky from the outside.
Just might not be a heap of pace though, so if they're quite bunched, who knows with this field, let's be honest. I'm not going to
don't try to
sweep
figure
it
it
out,
out.
mate. Sound like I know what I'm doing, but there's one bloke who knows what he's doing here, Lordy, and that's when you get in a boat and you take something out to the depths of the ocean. What do, Bean?
I'm talking wop, 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 that's some wet ass.
Beans in the scene, mate. We're back for another big segment. You just mentioned Fastos and you said it just might not handle a good deck. I just don't think it's a good horse, and for that reason, it's in the C this week. Mate, it is absolutely no chance.
He's picking up what I'm putting down this time, isn't it? It's the wrong format.
Mate, it's had average odds of $4 for. I mean, it's had 26 starts for 6 wins, so it's not the worst horse in the world to own. I think it's placed another 11 of those times, so it's always sort of been thereabouts. But I do feel for the Gillian Heinrich stable who's picked up this fella, because it's just simply no good. I don't think. I tried to jump on the first 2 starts it had for her, and it's just run like a busted ass. It didn't. I don't think it trialled well, and I was like, I'll give it some sort of hope. Just the stable it's come from, a bit of class, but no, he's no good. I think he's had last 10 starts, 4 placings, and that was pre it coming up here. It was the last win was in the 2nd of May last year, I think. Huey Bowman in a benchmark 88. I think it was Kenzo, so I don't know whether that wouldn't have been the Saturday meet. That might have been the Wednesday Metro meet.
The one that you don't want to race at or bet at.
Yeah, but yeah, he's just no good.
Right. Okay.
Mind you, he'd probably win a race against all the other horses that you've put in the sea.
Yeah, he probably would
He's
win
probably
that
the
race.
best.
He's probably the best in the
Best
sea
in the
horse I
sea,
put
yeah.
in, but he's I don't give him a hope in hell on Saturday.
All right. So just going back, just changing the tip. Nah, look, mate, it's getting hot now. May as well just get in the sea with him.
Yeah.
You know, put him down myself.
I'll never hear the end of him. He does a lot
trip,
though.
mate. Oh, mate, there'll be live vision everywhere. Don't worry about that. All right. Listed race time. The recognition stakes has been moved. I think I've counted about 74 times now. This will be chance number 75, albeit we're not there yet. The big fella, the Harrovian, back. First up over the 1350. You've just cracked the field. Tambo's Mate is your favourite as of this recording, so I reckon this market could go anywhere. But on the quick backup, 2 from 2 on that week backup, Tambo's Mate, and we sort of figured out the last couple of starts he's just an absolute fish. So he's going to absolutely relish. Nickanover's one that I know, Bean, you can never really get on over. Heavy's going to suit.
Yeah, he does like to, but he sort of gets back there, Nicanova. He's always flashing. He's one of those horses. He does lob every now and again. I have caught him the last couple of times he's lobbed. But,
well, I think you're the only one that has.
Yeah,
I mean, well, we'll go on because a few of these deserve a mention.
More than number one.
Well, that's probably the unknown factor in this race.
Barney's Law does nothing wrong.
Does nothing wrong. Heavy conditions though, probably not for him. Ballistic Boy first up.
Tumbler Ridge was good first up.
Yeah.
20 bucks.
And Willow Tito loves the sting out of the track. I think I was actually on Tumbler Ridge that day. I did back it and just missed. But yeah, so I give it some kind of a hope.
Well, and there's even right or wrong at the bottom of the market, which is one that will definitely piss you off.
Oh, if that was
because it's salutes on those like these.
Winner. Beat Brad.
Yep. Brad's up there with Gamboa at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. Gamboa getting the seat. Bean, who wins the recognition?
Look, mate, I'm with the Harrovian. I think I would have probably preferred. I know it's better over further, but I think I would have probably preferred the shorter, sharper trip first up. I think that was going to be the go initially. But look, the 1350 is no query. Came out and nearly beat home the Eduardo in the 10,000 when it was first up last prep. Doesn't mind the sting out of the track. I do hope they run, because I don't think they're keen on running him on a heavy first up. That was sort of the argument in the couple of scratching the first time. So, if it's still a heavy 8, and that, because that would change the whole race if he comes out. But yeah, happy with the Harrovian again. He's just the best horse in the race. I think just stick with him.
It's also, it's a matter of like, if he doesn't run, this would probably put his prep in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So they might just be hands tied right now because it's
they
been
probably
pushed
just
back.
have to let him go. So that's a query on whether he can win, because they might not be pushing him. But yeah, look, I have to be with him. He's a superstar.
From one good horse to another, I think Nick and Nova with that extra run under his belt onto the heavy track, I think that can be the difference on Saturday. I really liked what he did first up in the Keith now behind Tambo's mate, carried the big 60.5 that day, drops half a kilo here to the 60, gets out to the 1350 where he's at the track and trip 8 starts for 3 wins, including I think one of them that was at Eagle Farm, the victory stakes at Wait for Age. But you know, that form's all top class sort of stuff. He does have to carry the big weight, but you know, heavy track, 3 starts, 2 wins in a second, 9 starts on the slot for 4 wins.
He loves the slot.
Second up, 7 starts, 2 wins, 3 placings, I think. And I think he can settle closer as well. I know he naturally gets back, but there really isn't much speed in it. He's drawn that touch wider. I wouldn't mind James Orman to go and be 3 pairs back.
I don't reckon he won't be any further back than that. No. Otherwise, you're gone.
Yeah. But no, I had him close to in the top 2 or 3 bets on the program.
Nicanova. Yeah. No, I'm sticking with my mate here, boys. Tambo on top. Just a wet tracker.
Yeah.
You know?
You've got to stick with it. You can't jump off. He's done nothing.
And it's just purely because he's race fit.
Yeah.
If it was a dry, I don't think he'd be even lining up. But just think Harrovian, Nicanova maybe 50-50, but a few of these are on to bigger, better things and distances. So just think he's the horse that's fit, in form, gets conditions to suit. Might probably just lead this field almost as well. Can't really see what else might go forward. Maybe Barney.
Yeah, Barney could take it up.
Barney, was Willow Tittle in this race or no?
Yeah,
Willow
Tittle go forward. Yeah. I reckon it's a knockout hope at the odds. I'd be having a small.
Could be one of those lead the whole way.
I'd put it in any exotic, because I think it'll be in it for a long way.
Don't worry, Mr. Strike Rate. He wouldn't not let us know that was the case, would he?
No, that's right.
Okay, race number 8. And we're going to another listed, because that's all we do up here in Brisbane, Queensland racing, making it great again. It's just black type all day. And what we've got is a pretty damn even field. You got $4 a field, and that $4 favourite is Wunderbar. Barrier 15 over the 1200. Bit of a recipe for disaster. But when we go through the first 4 in the market, you got Miami Flice, who's going from 19. You got Lyrical Girl, Speed Horse going from 12, and Yuan Diva, who's going from barrier 10.
Yeah.
So there isn't really any love for the barrier gods on this race for a few of the chances, but big field, mate. Need a lot of luck. Who gets it, Lloydie?
From the Marble, barrier 1. Fleet Dove, $31. I think she has a massive chance here. I think she's been completely missed. My phone's nearly dying, but what is she? She's first up, second up?
First up.
Good
on a heavy.
Very good on a heavy track. I think she's 3 starts, 2 wins in a second. Same as Nicanova, actually. In terms of that, from memory, you might have beaten Kisakano as a 2-year-old on a heavy track at the Gold Coast one day. So, look, that form, Kisakano is a $15 chance here. If she wasn't drawn 16, she'd probably be, single figures. Yeah. Sammy Collett, she goes on board. She finally got her first win in Queensland the other day at Ipswich. So, and she's
some ride too. Did you see it?
Yeah, she's a serious top class jockey as well. So you don't lose anything with Collett on. Trial behind Shooting for Gold was just given a soft time of it that day. I'm happy to be with first up on the heavy deck against the Mares, where she's in with 55.5.
Wunderbar if it draws a gate, is probably a living certainty in this race. It ran second in the Hunter last start, but barrier 15 gets back 1200 against this.
You're gonna ring the VRC and see if they'll redo
Yeah.
the draw.
No, but but in all
Well,
honesty,
it didn't for us. That's
No.
why we had to go to the sunny case.
in all honesty though, like if it draws a gate, like it's almost a living certainty
well,
in
that-
this
that
field.
form's
But it's just so
Everest
much
form.
superior to this form. But look, well, I'm out there in the in the sticks with you, mate. I've actually dodged a few of the faves. I've got East Asia on top here, back to the well with
back.
East Asia, mate. Look, Lukey Dittman for Heathcote. Pretty good mare. He had an average trial leading in, but 2 prior wins going into that trial. Draws in 13, which I don't think is much of a query because with the pace drawn out, should be able to get pulled across. I sort of don't want to be any more than sort of 3 or 4 pairs back, otherwise I think I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. Similar form on the heavy to Fleet Dub there. 2 starts for 1 win on a heavy and 5 starts on the soft for 2 wins, a second and a third. So the sting out of the track's a bit of a tick. Earmuffs off first time is a big gear change, I think, and at $31 it's a crazy price. I think you can run a bit of a race of those odds. So perhaps the mugs, Becky, we should be getting on because it could pay anything the way these tips are coming
Yeah,
out.
mate, that's it. Well, we need something short in the market, and I've got
Bean
one.
will find it.
I've got one, and it's not short because it's probably a good thing. It's short because it's owned by 50 million owners, and I don't. Yeah, I am. I don't really know why I am, but I am. It's starred. I've put a mark next to it. I think she can get across and lead. I think that's why. That's why. And the softs, all the forms on a soft. She gets rolled at $1.20 every single time she goes around, but this is probably her conditions. So, look, lyrical girl. I think she's let a few people down, but look, she's in form. Won the last 2 on the trot, and they were handy enough races. So she's in form. It's just sort of the obnoxiousness of the crowd that get behind her every start, regardless.
I wonder what
I think she's going to win Everest.
I wonder what Tony's what's Tony told them all though, like Miami Fleece, lyrical girl. Like I'm just kind of
Well,
like,
he's got
You know the one that is
I'm like,
massive overs in this really is Glitter Strip at $46. Like 4th Outback Playboy and the Wing Skinnies last start. And it was actually a pretty good run that day. Like hit the line. I think we might have been on. I think I was on.
We were on at the move too. Remember, it was like
we were up
20s into single digits, and it finished finished 4th.
Fourth. Yeah, it was a huge run. Trial wasn't all that flash, but it was right behind Zoo Style. Being 6 lengths behind him. So over 1,000.
Maloney's on as well. That's like
it's chrome all over again. He's got.
it's-
No, I just thought you'd probably throw it in your first 4. 4th to Ayrton the start prior.
Oh, gee, well that's world class.
That is the best form you will ever see.
Yeah, that's right. Read
Just
about,
ask anyone in Queensland racing.
just read about it in the Curie Mail this week. That's what we need to do.
We got updates on how he's spelling.
Well, he's spelling.
He's
Know,
spelling.
we've been told that, so it's pretty good. Is he? Oh, I thought he might have lined up in the George Moore coming up.
No, we're not that lucky.
No,
Not yet.
unfortunately. Well, we've just got a few local favourites, which is always good to know for the mugs up here in Queensland. This is a stacked field.
Yeah.
Could have had the Harrovian in, so it's interesting push for the Harrovian backers there that they've elected to stay, the 1350.
Yeah.
Zoo Style, your favourite. Heavy, 1200 metres. They're probably your question marks. He's a big boy that just wants to do it and get it done quick.
Yeah, the heavy's the problem, I think.
$2.50, and then you got the other golden runner, Bowler, who was absolutely flying home. And you're getting $5.50 for that one too, but
he hates the sting out of the ground.
yeah, that's
Hates it that heavy.
Yeah.
but let's just go through this list, mate, because they deserve it. Shooting for gold,
Yep.
super impressive coming home behind Zoo Style. We own a smart one, well, we don't know what the ceiling is there. This is the test, isn't it, for that horse? Sinwan Fox, Peter and Paul Snowden have brought it up here.
Stradbroke place getter.
Stradbroke Place Getter, behind Defane, Alligator Blood, Simply Fly, Hard Empire, Stampy, Freddie Foxtrot, and Chapter and Verse. Like, Stampy was huge last start, and you get 34 for Stampy.
Yeah,
Just
some of the prices
So,
on the weekend in
cracker.
general don't really make a lot of sense compared to some of
Well, it's pretty much you're either on Team Zoo Style or you're finding something that you think's going to beat it. So, Bean, in your humble, what side are you on?
Look, I don't mind Zoostyle. I think there's a few queries there, but I'm going to have 2 bets in this race. I think We Own a Smart One is just a very, very smart one. Look, it'll shoot forward from the barrier. I know Zoostyle's got all the pace in the world, but this thing just loves the slop. It'll absolutely cruise through it and should be going straight past Zoostyle when it wraps it up. And then the other one that I'm going to give a bit of a push for, look, I know he was he was almost awful last start, but first time here, back with Billy Healy, you get Jimmy Orman on board, who's probably the best jockey at the moment in Queensland, the way he's travelling, and he even straps horses at Kilcoy, the cheeky prick. So he does it all. He's a bit of a mastermind. But Alligator Blood, $14 blinkers first time. Launch. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. If you're not having a bet on if you call yourself a true Queenslander and you're letting Alligator Blood go out at $14, not having something on it, you're an idiot.
Well, it was literally like this time last year that we had him pegged for a Golden Eagle, and he just turned up with a swap. So that's also probably the query with the blood, but yeah. Yeah,
but he's had one run on the soft. Like, I think if they're happy enough to put him in, they're happy enough to think he's going to handle it. $14, I'm having a huge bet there, and a monster bet on We Own a Smart One. I don't give Zoostyle a hope in hell. I think it runs 4th or 5th at best.
Well, also, last prep was post All-Star Mile, post trying to get in the Everest.
Yeah, it was just everything was an afterthought last. It was just like, seriously.
Horses smashed.
Yeah. I'm having one bet in the race, and that is We Own a Smart One. I'm not sure if I've ever used the joke on here before that it's the best named horse in the country. There you go, I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Oh, brilliant. Have you heard that one at home?
Yeah, 7 in a row, shooting for 8. This is his acid test. He's never raced outside of the Class 6. Like, Class 6 is the biggest, the highest race rating he's gone into. But I think that comes down to the class and the smarts of David Van Dyke. He's just let this horse go through his grades, learn how to do it all, put it all together. He's 1 from 1 on a heavy. I think he's 2 from 2 on a soft, or 1 from 1 on a soft.
Yeah, he's got super heavy.
He's unbeaten on wet track anyway.
Yeah.
Look, his last 2 runs he only just fell in, but I don't think he was really asked. And they were some decent horses hidden the line behind him. I think Tremonto might have been one of them. The wide barrier from barrier 11, I actually think it plays into his favour. We always see him lead, but I don't think he will. I think he can just get over, land second, be on the fence, just following Zoostyle.
With Alligator Blood, they'll be sitting side by side. And
it's almost suicide if you want to take on Zoostyle.
Exactly, yeah. You're not going to. So I just think Benny Thompson with the 54, I just think it's a recipe for success.
Yeah, well, I'm looking outside too. I'm going the Empire.
You love Hard Empire.
You do.
Yeah,
it's unhealthy.
That's one of your favourite horses of all time.
And you know what? It was because 12 months ago he actually won this race, and he beat a little horse called Jonker. Smacked him up a few times, as a matter of fact. And if you haven't been following
he's on as well again on another $20 pop. Like, he's got a couple of rides on.
He's on Hard Empire. 2 from 3 in the heavy, 4 from 7 first up. He missed the prep over the winter, so he's had that little bit of extra time to really pick. I know there was a niggle. I am. I've got a few all-ins that aren't coming back home anytime soon, but that's alright. That's where I'm going to get it back at 26s. I think you're right. I think Zoostyle just can't run the 1200 on the heavy. That's it.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to be proven wrong because we love a bloody champion front-running horse.
Yeah.
26, massive overs. I think the other one too, and I know the trainer's a little bit smug, so I'm sure he listens. 41s for Stampy's pretty huge as well. Stampy probably gets the run of the race. It's just the wet track form. Well, haven't really seen it, but just whether the class factor with that horse there as well. So I think you could go pretty wide in all your exotics here.
Yeah, you always have to just include the field, because I think you can probably.
We'll do that. We'll have a group quad in. We'll just do the field leg.
Remove chapter and verse.
And watch it
love.
Yeah, take one out and watch them salute.
Take chapter and verse out. That doesn't sound.
All right. Well, look, Mugs. This is what you're waiting for, because it's a get-out stakes on Doomben, 10-race card. This is the one that you go, shit, my balance is running low. Western Empire's coming up very, very shortly, and I need an absolute paycheck to divulge into Pikey to get the job done. Rhapsody Rose, barrier 14. That man again, Ryan Maloney. Is he getting pretty select with his rides? $3.40 favourite. You got Misty form there with Miss Hipstar though, and a horse like that you get $23. I've got some word that I think Stellar Magic won't be running. Okay, so hope that hasn't mucked up your tips.
Yep.
But Lloydie, mate, get out stakes. As we said, the list goes on and on and on and on here. Where's the value at?
There's value, definitely. And the best horse in this race, and that is who I'm backing, is the visitor, Nejmati, for Peter and Paul Snowden.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know her last 2 runs have been average. She's run 11th of 16 and 12 of 12.
Yeah.
But the 12 of 12 was 10 lengths behind, 4 moves ahead in Group 2 T-Rose. Mallory, Swift Witness, Von Trapp, Chill, they've run the first 5 in that race. Next start, last time out on Melbourne Cup Day or Oaks Day, it might have been, down the straight at Flemington in the Red Roses. She just didn't have much luck and got beat by Flying Evelyn and the Very Fine Red in another Group 3, beat 3.5 lengths. First up at Caulfield over 1100, certainly beat 1100 metres. Gimme Par got the chockies that day. Heresy, Scorched Earth.
Yeah.
If she's coming into this as a Group 3 winner, she's $5. But because she got beat and was a certainty beat, she's $12 or $13. $11, stays out of trouble, over the top of them late.
Yeah, I think it's a living certainty. I think she's close to the best today on the card, to be honest. I'm super keen. I saw her in here against this field, and I was like, what? I was like, $13.
It's an average bunch of 3-year-olds.
I was like, $13. Holy kaboli.
So no one's going back to fetch then?
No.
Thankfully? Okay.
Form lines everywhere. Look, yeah, I'm pretty keen on it. Najmati, the Snowdens are just they're just a grand final. Not that this is necessarily the grand final, but the fact they bring her up here, they would have set her up for this. I just think I don't need to add anything further
Why
to
would they bring her up
what
here
Lloydie said, but I think it's a bit of a push that she's up here.
And she's
Cahill,
17s into like 12s already.
yeah, she's getting whacked all over the place. So I think she goes close and probably wins this. I think she's close to a good thing.
Well, short way home for me. Rhapsody Rose. I just think, as we said, class. I just think this. Well, it's probably the unknown class coming up.
Yeah.
This is probably the class locally of this race. Barrier 14 a bit tricky, but I think Rhapsody Rose can roll along and get a spot. And they might become a wide come that time of day in Doomben as well. We talk about hitting the rail early, but they just couldn't get chopped and muddy and get the hell out of there. But what a finish. Oh, jeez, I'm exhausted. I'm going to sleep real well tonight. I'm going to have to because we've got a big day Saturday. And before we go, Mugs, you're going to have to get our best. And you can multi them up. Hopefully we got the Let It Ride going by Saturday. We've got to get tomorrow's, obviously. Yep. Start again. I'm just going to pick my own tips again, like last year, and I did well. Following Lloydie in. Jeez. Well, Lloydie, chance for redemption. What is the lock and you're around the grounds this week, my man?
The halfway point, far too easy. Race 5, horse 2. For reasons outlined earlier, and around the grounds, we're going north. We're going to Rockhampton. They've got an 8-race card at Rocky on Saturday, and there's 2 smart ones. Both of them, I'm going to multi them up. That's how confident I am in these 2. Both horses have won their last 3 starts, shooting for 4 in a row. Race 4, horse 1, Zanardo, one of Kevin Miller's. Admittedly, 3 wins have been in the bush, won by 10 lengths on debut at Dingo, which is about 2 hours west of Rocky over the line.
Yeah.
Famous.
Famous track there.
Is there a replay for that one?
Probably not.
No.
And then one is a $1.80 favourite and a $1.30 favourite at Fangirl and Twin Hills, admittedly over 800 metres, but gets in with a 3 kilo claim, 1,050 barrier 7, goes forward again, jumps, leads and wins. And then
Big
one
smoke, eh?
Yeah, one that won't be leading or jumping, but race 6 will be winning. Shea Black. She's won 3 in a row, beat Master Jamie.
That's the premier Rocky form.
Yeah, she's got the best
Stradbroke this year, I reckon.
Oh, if the Stradbroke's back to 1,000,
Yeah.
but out to the 1100, Nathan Dayon, that's no knocks. He won on 2 starts ago when she beat Master Jamie. She does go up a little bit in weight to 59, but I suppose when you're a thoroughbred racing camels, they'll probably rather be on a thoroughbred.
Yeah. Is the Spanish Mission lining up in that race?
No, that's in the next race, the actual camel race.
Yeah.
So race 4, horse 1 into race 6, horse 2.
What price do we get with that?
No market's up yet. So
what do you reckon?
Probably
Under 2?
Probably $1.50.
I reckon Shea Black she'd have to be in the black. I'd reckon she'd be 2s. Yeah. And then Zanardo, bush form coming in, we might go up $3 or $4 if we're lucky.
Snake at Mugs.
Yeah, that's right.
Beauty. Best of the day, Harrovian in race 7 at Doomben. I think it's close to a good thing there. And then couple from around the grounds.
Couple.
So
It's never good.
stand. No, we're not. I'm not sure if the
We're
first
going to
one
have to
run.
up sports bet if they're going to allow us to go for another hour
Yeah.
to cover all these around the grounds.
Stand out race 7 in the Mudgee Cup tomorrow, assuming it goes ahead. I'm not sure it will, but Lady loves to gamble. I think about $6.50. Get for a pretty good bet,
Bjorn
and then. Pardon?
Bjorn Baker got it.
No, not Baker. It's a local trainer down there, I think. Yep. Friday night, a bit of a multi if Mudgee Cup doesn't go ahead, but I'm probably going to get on both anyway. Race 5, China Affair the Place, J Car.
She's back.
Yep.
She back.
And then into My Delight in race 8 for D. Oliver. I think it should be winning. Pardon? That's
The win.
Yeah, that's the win. Yeah, so the place into the win there, and that should be about $11.
Do you write all these down?
Yep.
Oh.
So I'll have to send them through. They'll be up on any
Yeah.
of the socials mugs.
Yeah, send them through because I
Yep.
forget them all.
Yep.
I'm putting the nads on the line with Moz's must have. I reckon Hard Empire is a real good thing. I know 20s. You don't see it too often.
When they
But
does that.
if any mugs are loyal,
Yeah.
even the place you get $4 or $5. I think it'll be storming home late. Just can't ignore the previous form.
Yep.
Around the grounds, I'm gonna kick things off at racing.com park. Ooh, packing them. Jamie Carr factor, mate. Race 1, J Carr. Get on board, mate. TYCOON Beck for Kumani. Getting about $3.50 for that one, I think.
Oh, 350. He won his first 3 starts, didn't it? Or first 2?
Won his first 3, then came back and Jamie Carr wasn't on board, obviously, last start. And got beat as favourite. So there you go. Sums it up. So I guess the old sanctions and fines and suspensions just quickly go out the door pretty quick, don't they?
Sure.
There you go. So Ben Curry, if you're watching, just go down to Victoria, mate. You'll be able to train as long as the day is light. Even when it's dark.
Yep.
It's no good. But cracker weekend, boys. I think
Yeah,
and then
forward.
Western Empire and the Group 1 to watch again.
$1.35.
Jeez. It's just good to watch when horses start that short, especially in Group 1s, to actually
He's
watch them
pretty
win
special.
like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty smart.
Yeah, you'd think he'd
I think
be
he's
the
$6
all-star mile.
$6 in the All-Star Mile on that even money. There's the 4 of them, isn't there, that are all about $6,
Yeah.
and he's in there now as well. So
Noms aren't even open yet.
that'll be a bell to that race.
I think if you're going to have a bet in the race, you probably just have him in a standout trifecta to beat Regal Power, and I think Search and Rocks, the 3-year-old filly, might have won the. Did she win the Guineas or one of those?
Yeah, she beat
Well,
she
the
beat a bit
filly,
of form.
Phillies Classic.
She beat a bit of form
Yeah.
going into that last Group 1.
Might have
there.
been It's a Ray Day and Treasured Star that came out and won the Guineas. So
Yep.
that form's all time in the firm. She gets the 50.5 on the back. So
Yeah,
it's a
not as
no-brainer.
good as Queensland form and not as good as Rocky form, though, is it, mate?
That's right. No, it's not. But we get plenty of Rocky form on the weekend. So look out on the Mugs socials. There'll be a bumper
Oh.
preview for Rocky on Saturday.
Gee whiz.
We've got a runner. I'm clever.
We're going to be bigger. Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Beauty.
Do you, I should say.
Yeah.
Don't affiliate that with us, mate. Yeah, it's yours. Alright, Mugs, catch up.
See you, mates.
Yo.